the video game back online. It was some insane server downtime, my god. So I don't know how the stream will end up being affected by this, but I was gonna stream this earlier and then I set the stream to private because we had server downtime for like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I don't even know what they changed, if anything, because I mean, it's Trove, so they probably didn't change anything. Hey, Croc. Anyway, more daily Starbar time. Hey, Marco. What's in 3 days? Ooh, I wonder. 2 Marcos. Yeah, I think the Trove server was available like an hour ago, but I kind of just took a bit of a break. Streamed a bunch of other things earlier and whatever else. Hey, Grim. Yes, also a heads up, we are multi-streaming as always, guys. 2 days, 21 hours. Oh, nice. Yep. I'm pumped. I finally got my melatonin all stocked up so I can finally get a good sleep. Used to watch your videos all the time back in the day. You helped me out a lot. Glad to help. Why? Dude, I thought I went into the Forbidden Spires biome. Thank you very much. Like, what? Oh no, is the boss radar mod not working again? I love when mods just randomly turn off. Yep. Stupid video game. I'm just gonna relaunch. You woke up at 6 a.m. today? No, I woke up at 4 a.m. today. I'm trying, like, the thing is, when I wake up super early, I don't know what it is, maybe it's the daylight or something, I end up getting like super zonked, like super tired super quickly. I could go to bed now and I haven't even been up for like 12 hours. So it gets really difficult for me to try and like swap my schedule around because I essentially, the only way that it works for me is I have to stay awake a lot longer than I would like to. Because I'm not the type that can go to sleep early. If I go to sleep early, I'm just sitting in bed awake, doing nothing, being unproductive. Hey, Frog. Hey, Azim. Hey, Palm. Hi, anybody else who I may not have said hello to. The hype is real. Yeah, if you guys don't know, like, come on, how do you not know? I already put a video out talking about how I'm going to uninstall Trove. It's just a joke, okay? It's a meme. Don't take it super seriously. But I am going to be taking a very, very short hiatus from Trove when Path of Exile comes out, just because I'm really excited for that game. And I'm probably just gonna be like, wake up, stream, go to sleep, repeat. By the way, I'm changing my mind. I'm not going mercenary. I'm going for a monk. Ah, yes, the popular class. What made you change your mind, Chocolate? Just cuz? Yeah, I made a pretty lengthy meme post in the announcements in Discord because I don't know if you guys have been getting like the backseat gaming for a game that's not even out yet. Oh my lord, it's so bad. I even tweeted about it like a day or two ago. And I was surprised, like some random person I'd never seen, and they were just, even they were saying like, yeah, bro, like I just started playing Path of Exile and everyone's telling me the correct way to play. So I guess it's just a Path of Exile problem. Like just in general. I guess that's what happens when it's a free-to-play game, right? Because then the entry level is so accessible that everyone's just like, oh. Not to mention the game's kind of nerdy. Which is fine, but anyway. Excuse my ramblings. Same, if I try to go to sleep early, I get uncomfortable and can't stay laying down. Yeah, that's the thing too, because if I'm sleeping for too long, you know, like I just get sore. So, I don't know. Elemental Monk just looks so fun to play. Ah, good. So you changed your own mind. Also, hey, GNat. Where is this guy? Oh, there you are. But yeah, unironically, I've actually been having a lot of fun streaming Trove every day. Like this is the most fun I've had on Trove lately, like in a while. Like even to the point where like I was disappointed earlier when I couldn't get on. Not that you know, not that I don't enjoy playing the game, but that level of excitement like was just kind of surprising to me because it's like, oh, I guess streaming every day is fun. Yeah, I'll grind all the yards homes first. Have you played a bit of PoE 1? I did, but I did when it first came out. So as far as I'm concerned, no. I'm a completely different human being now to when I ended up actually playing PoE 1. I already know like how I'm going to market it as well. Market it, listen to me. Like I'm going to call the first video or something like Diablo Veteran Converts to Path of Exile. Because when I think about it, like I might not have covered Diablo that much on the channel, but when I think to the hundreds of thousands of hours that I've put into the Diablo franchise as a whole, it's like, yeah, this is a pretty big move for me. That's why I'm so excited, because Diablo's kind of, you know, become a shell of what it used to be. But even so, I think all the memes towards like Diablo 4 are, I don't know, I think people are being a bit too overboard with it. But that's just the internet being the internet. 3 days to what? I was gonna make a really mean joke. 3 days until Path of Exile 2 comes out. And in the meantime, I've taken it upon myself to stream Trove every day until it's out. And then when it comes out, I'll uninstall Trove on Steam, and it'll be fun. It'll be kind of a nice little event. And I'll take a bit of a couple days off from doing Trove videos and instead just focus on Path of Exile streams and just having fun. And then people will start backseat gaming and I'll have to stop streaming instead, make videos on it. So that I can record in seclusion. Hopefully I'll get my Bard pack for Trove by Christmas. Taking so long to approve my purchase. Oh, you're dealing with that thing, Croc. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it does that for some people. It's really weird. Diablo fell down, sadly. People are now realizing that GGG is godly compared to Blizzard. And you want to know the irony? Is it came out of inspiration from Blizzard. And they've got a lot of the old school developers from Blizzard. Like the founders definitely weren't from Blizzard, but I did a little bit of research just because I was curious to see like how the studio started and all of this stuff, and it basically came out of an inspiration for Diablo 2. And the funny thing is that with Path of Exile 1, they were developing that game for a really long time. And even though people equate it as the Diablo 3 killer because it was more of a spiritual successor to Diablo 2 than Diablo 3 was, I still loved Diablo 3, but that's neither here nor there. I thought it was really funny because, you know, there's all of this marketing around all of that, and yet Path of Exile 2 was being worked on long before Diablo 3 even released. So it wasn't like an intentional way of them combating. It was just that when Diablo 3 released, they coincidentally had Path of Exile far enough along that they were like, oh, it's now more than ever. We have to like release a beta or something. And then now the irony is that history has repeated itself where people are so frustrated with Diablo 4's changes. And here comes Path of Exile to save the day. But anyways, you excited for Marvel Rivals? Yeah, I'm gonna be playing it. It's third-person Overwatch, and most of all, if I'm being real, when I read that you can do bot matches, I'm sold. Because if I can just chill and do bot matches and not care, and still grind like currency and stuff, then I'll play it. It means that I unfortunately probably won't cover it much on the channel, because people don't want to watch me play against bots. people want to watch PvP, even though it doesn't make a difference. It just makes me sad. So, but yeah, I'm excited for it. That comes out a day before Path of Exile, so yeah. It'll be entertaining for a day, and then I'll be gone. Hey, Bobby. Trove updated. Anything new? No. I don't know what the patch was for. I'm gonna just assume it was something to combat, like the cheating, cheaters, duping, whatever else. I don't know. It might not have had anything to do with anything. It's spaghetti code is what they call it, because they probably changed one thing in Trove and it moved a bunch of the other code over, and that's why it became such a big problem. But who knows? It's too bad too, because there was a split second, like we were in the Discord call earlier today when Trove was down, and we were all saying like, oh man, what if the server downtime's because they're adding like a new class or a big update? And it was actually like really exciting to think. But of course that's not the case. Path of Exile 2 will surely attract a lot of people to ARPG. Yeah, the funny thing is it seems like there's a lot of people, it's kind of like Elden Ring for Soulslike. There seems to be a lot of people that haven't played an ARPG that are going to be getting into Path of Exile 2. Which is cool. I'm just looking forward to actually having a good video game for once. That's actually going to end up having some decent depth to it, and I can just experiment and try things out, and not to mention how streamlined the game looks. Like, it's just, yeah. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But you want to know the difference between me and everybody else talking about Path of Exile 2? I can acknowledge the fact that I haven't played it, so I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be great. It might secretly suck. You never know. I mean, obviously it's going to be great, but still. I'm looking forward to playing it like for a long period of time. I'm going to try and stay away from anything and everything in regards to the internet. Like, I was even talking with my buddy about like unique drops from bosses and stuff, and how, you know, he was saying like how that's going to end up affecting like how you'll build a class. And I was just thinking like, yeah, it's going to be a long time before I even get to that point, because I'm not going to look up like what drops from what. I just want to, you know, play the game, just enjoy it. The meta and all of that error crap can just go blow, dude. Like, it's so boring, and it just kills games so quickly when you just follow somebody else's guide. Another buddy of mine in our Discord, I think he coined the phrase properly, where he said, playing Path of Exile with other people's builds is like somebody lending you their car and saying, okay, you can drive this, but I still own it. So you're not really like as excited as if it was something you came up with yourself. You know what I mean? Pretty much me as well. I played Diablo 4 for like 2 or 3 hours, PoE 1 for 2 hours. That's pretty much it. Excited for PoE 2. Oh, so you're going to be new to it. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've got thousands of hours in all the Diablo games. And I'll still defend Diablo 4 and say I enjoyed the campaign. But once that was done, there was nothing left. Also, Racism on Twitch saying, will you be playing PoE 2? Yes, of course I will. Bro, you have no idea how excited I am for that game. Like, being an old school Diablo veteran, like, I'm excited to convert. Because if I'm being honest, I don't like Path of Exile 1. It was way too overcomplicated, and, you know, it feels very dated. I'll always take a modern take on something like that. I heard PoE 1 fans not liking some of the mechanics from PoE 2, but I'd like to go in and explore myself. Oh, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're crazy, okay? Path of Exile 1 fans are, like, genuinely, they're mad that Path of Exile 2 isn't just the same game. I love the fact, like, the big thing for me is similar to Elden Ring. Like, people always equate Elden Ring with being the easiest Souls-like. But I always say it's the most accessible Souls-like because there's so many different build variety and options for the player to be able to tackle the situation. And that's what Path of Exile 2 looks like. Because just to give a small example, the crazy thing about the game is how basically when you're on the skill tree for a character, basically all of the characters in the game are going to have the same skill tree as one another, but they start in different places on the skill tree. So you're incentivized to build towards some specific stats for that character, right? Point being is, if you really want to, you could be a warrior that eventually specs all the way around into necromancer, and you can have summons because none of the abilities are locked to any class. That alone gets me so stoked for experimentational, like, weird builds, you know? I mean, obviously, day one, I'm obviously just gonna be a necromancer because so help me, I've been waiting for a good necromancer in a video game since I was born. I haven't found one yet. Same build on Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. I think Elden Ring is harder. I think Elden Ring's harder because the mechanics are a lot more refined. Like the fact that you can jump a lot of abilities and stuff. There's a lot more to manage in Elden Ring for sure. But in terms of just raw, like straight builds and boss mechanics and stuff, Dark Souls 3 is significantly harder because it's less balanced. And because you gotta consider that in Dark Souls, it's linear. So if you get to a tough boss, you have to fight that tough boss. Whereas in Elden Ring, you could just go somewhere else. But I'm not trying to talk about whether or not the game's hard or not. I'm just making a broad point that that's what I'm excited about for Path of Exile 2. Is it looks like it's a lot more streamlined. And for somebody like me who couldn't get into PoE 1, PoE 2 looks like I will love it. I'm really stoked. Like it's been a long time since I was this excited for a game. Kind of reminds me, honestly, of when Diablo 3 first came out. People dog on that game a lot as well because of the visual style and how the game was different, but I really liked it because what Blizzard started to focus on was the casual audience and making things a lot more streamlined and a lot cleaner, which did get rid of the dirty, grumpy, like, oh, builds that may or may not work variety sort of thing. But then you got, Path of Exile 1, which was kind of like that, where it's just like, oh, this is weird. I played it enough to enjoy it, but to me, I don't know, maybe it was just how I was at the time. To me, like, I liked Diablo 3 more than I did Path of Exile 1, because Path of Exile 1 was great, but it felt too similar to Diablo 2 to me, if that makes sense. But granted, when I'm talking about playing Path of Exile 1, I played it at launch. So I don't know anything about the game anymore. Like, and even then I didn't put nearly enough time into it to say like, oh yeah, I played it. I mean, sure, I played it, quote unquote. But yeah, most of all, like what really sold me on PoE 2 was seeing the necromancer gameplay. Like these devs get it when it comes to a summoner. Because, side note, I've talked about this over the past couple streams as well, as I try to make a point. You know, video game summoners are bad when the Tomb Raiser in Trove is actually really good. Like for a summoner class, it's genuinely really good. Wanna know why? Because your minions get created from nothing. In Diablo and such, they generate off of corpses of enemies. So you would kill something and then you would summon a skeleton off of its corpse, but you would have a limited amount of skeletons. And the problems came in when you would end up fighting a boss, because you would fight a boss, it wouldn't have ads, and so your skeletons would slowly die, and then you would be just sitting there pounding away at the boss like an idiot. That's the necromancer in pretty much every game. So you would have to always build towards making your character efficient, and then it's no longer about your summons. And a lot of that has to do with just mechanics, but also the intelligence of the allies. And with Path of Exile 2, you know, not to sell anybody on the class, just myself, I'm 100% sold on it because you have permanent minions that will respawn over time. You do still have corpse generation, but that's a completely separate skill. And you can literally pick and choose which minions spawn with you. You want some archers, a warrior, and a tanky boy? Go for it. You can just swap them on the fly. Like, it looks so freaking in-depth and so cool. I always loved Summoner, but it just was always so bad in most games that I could never main it. I would always get to the end game and feel like, oh, I suck. I can't keep up to the rogue or mercenary or whatever the speedy boy class of the game would be, you know? Hey, Payne. I got 15k hours in PoE 1, about 8 years. Ah, yes. And you know what? I appreciate the fact you're not telling me how to play the game that's not even out yet. Seriously, man. PoE nerds are getting out of hand. I get it. People are excited, but calm down. Anyways, how you guys doing? I don't mean the stream to get hijacked by it, but it being so close, I'm really excited for it. Necromancers are always so slow in any game except for Trove. Yeah. Yeah, last Epoch's Necromancer was decent, but at the end game it suffered from the same problem, where suddenly your minions just weren't strong enough or smart enough. And so the end game builds for Necromancer were always about making your character a strong tanky boy and able to kill everything and sacrificing all your minions. Like, bro, I just want to have an army. Is that too much to ask? Give me, how about this? How about you give me like something like if there's a build in Path of Exile 2 that's like, based on the amount of minions you have, you scale your damage or you have more defense or something. Oh my god. Because for some reason, no other games have something like that. Hey, Burnup. Yeah, we're talking about Tomb Raiser and Trove and just how it's actually a pretty good like Necromancer Summoner class. Like, unironically, it's really good. Because most games, it's really bad. Especially Diablo. Diablo 2's was good, but that also feels extremely dated nowadays. Like, I still remember when I did my Diablo 2 remastered playthrough, and I was Necromancer main, and I destroyed pretty much everything right up until Diablo, like the final boss of Act 4. And guess what? It's because I couldn't generate minions. He would kill them too quickly. That was so freaking hard. And then, of course, you know, there was the extended, the DLC of the original game with Bale, but I bailed on that. Dad joke. And I didn't end up, I didn't bother. Because that area was boring. As far as I'm concerned, I beat it, and it was a nice nostalgia trip. I'd love for them to do a remaster of Diablo 1. But I think Path of Exile is going to spoil me. I want to play Diablo 3 again. Bro, I love Diablo 3. I don't care what anybody says. I really enjoyed it. I put so much time into that game. That Necromancer DLC was also kind of bad. It started out kind of cool, but then it suffered from the same problems as always. I still remember, like, back when Diablo 3 was coming out, it was, like, you guys gotta understand, there's a lot of nostalgic emotions around all of these games for me, because Diablo 3 was a different time. I think Diablo 3 and GTA were the first big games where, like, people that weren't gamers were talking about it. Like I remember, I still very much remember when we were like chilling at the beach and just overheard these two dudes, these two surfer dudes, jock guys, talking about Diablo 3. And it was like, you know, back in my day, you were ostracized for playing video games. Like you were a nerd, loser, geek, whatever. Even though video games were amazing back then. So, whatever. But yeah, Diablo, Grand Theft Auto, and Call of Duty kind of bridged that gap and made it a lot more accessible. And now Diablo 4 is to the extreme where it's for dads. Which is fine, but not for me. Yes, I'm gonna be a dad, but I'm not one of those dads where I'm just gonna sit and drink beer on the couch. That's who Diablo 4 is for. Idiots like Elon Musk. Oh, crap. Is this his platform? Oh, I'm in trouble now. Yeah, spend $1 million to assassinate me. Just kidding. He won't spend that much. He doesn't even know I exist. I was like 8 playing on my dad's account. Oh, for Diablo 3? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It was on consoles as well. That was a big deal back then. I saw weapon crafting in Monster Hunter Wilds. Uh-oh. I'm scared. You're worth 5k to assassinate Max. No, I just gotta uninstall Trove, and then as far as the internet's concerned, my personality no longer exists. Is it a mistake swapping to PoE? Yes, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And pray to the internet gods that Path of Exile takes off, because it would be very nice to be able to just relax and play that game without having to worry about what Luxian brought for the weekend for people to not spend their dragon coins on. The thing is, like, for everybody within like the Discord and stuff, everyone's really liking the whole like countdown to uninstall Trove, because everyone keeps laughing saying, why do people still think you're gonna uninstall and like quit Trove? And it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. But oh well. Isn't Elon playing PoE too? Yeah, but he's a moron, so it doesn't matter. Is he actually playing it? No, he's gonna get like some bot account to play it. Because isn't his account like the top player in Diablo 4, even though the game's not pay to win? Which clearly means that either because he's a bazillionaire, he has too much time on his hands, I think he's just paying people to play on his account. Oh, he said it was the top account? Okay, then yeah, never mind. That doesn't mean anything. Either way, there's so much media around Path of Exile. I think everyone's gonna convert and not go back, but I'm just happy for the devs. Like, good job working their butts off and actually getting paid for, you know, making a good, competent video game. Like, wow. Who thought? Oh, right, you can... Right, I completely forgot that you can just buy gear in Diablo 4 with trading. Okay, then that's all he did. He didn't grind it legit himself. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why I'm so used to Trove, where nothing's tradable. There's something wrong with this MMO game. Yeah, I don't know, Burn Up. I was just most of all making a joke about it. I don't know, and I don't really care. Hey, O2. Also, yeah, again, just heads up to someone that might be confused on one platform or another. We are multi-streaming Twitch and YouTube, which is why I try my best to read out the comment so that people can understand like context. Path of Exile is $30. Yep. $30 and you get more content than Diablo 4 has now, a couple years into its development. And technically, you're still getting the game for free. You're buying access into the game, but you're actually getting $30 worth of the in-game currency, which only goes towards cosmetics or stash tabs. But the point being is later down the line, if you would buy like a $30 pack, you might just get a bunch of cosmetics and not the currency. So you're still technically getting the game for free, but you're just buying into it early and getting currency. But it's going to be full crossplay, cross-save. And if you don't want to spend $30, it's going to be free to play next year. I think they said around 6 months before it's probably going to have its full release. But yeah, I'm stoked for it, dude. Hey, Plasmax, which makes me think of Placidusax. God, I hope the next Elder Scrolls is actually good. I know that just came out of nowhere, but that's how my ADD mind works. Yeah, play it now, can't wait 6 months. No, me neither. Never played PoE 1 or watched a video on it, but I don't want to feel left out. You don't need to. You don't need to feel left out. I'll say this, if you like Diablo, then you're going to love PoE 2. Because these devs really get it. Like, I have the utmost confidence in the game and enjoyment of it. And even so, like, I wouldn't worry about, like, feeling left out or anything, because when they do the global launch, like, oh my god, the game's gonna pop off so much more. What they're essentially going to do is, you know, seasons or leagues or whatever. So basically, like, in 6 months when the game launches out of early access and goes free to play, if you want to end up, you know, messing with any of the new seasonal content, you can either use your existing character or you create a new one so that you can play with everybody else. It's a way that they end up keeping the game like fresh and whatever. I don't know. You know, kind of like a battle pass in Fortnite, I guess. But I'm just incredibly excited to play the game in general, to cover it on the channel, and just to experiment and just enjoy it. You know, like a game like this comes every once in a million years, dude. Or once in 12 years? When did PoE 1 come out? I don't know. A long time ago. But I mean, next year is also going to be absolutely ballin'. You know, Assassin's Creed, Metroid 4, GTA 6. Like, there's so many games coming out next year. It's insane. Our taste in games is pretty similar, so if you think I'm going to enjoy it, I will. Yes, do it. PoE 1 was 11 years ago. Huh. Crazy. Lance is apparently getting buffs in Wilds. Good, because as much as everyone kept saying how good Lance was, its damage was not good. I had insane survivability with that thing, but I was not killing things very fast. I should create a new world. I can create a new world. More than Will Smith was a genie. Switch Axe is getting a buff too? Oh, geez. Okay. I want to get dopamine hits from when the gear drops. Buy Troves of Wonder then. That implies you actually get something out of those. Yeah, Switch Axe did feel weak as well. I did feel that as well, whereas the one that I would be surprised about is Gun Lance. That thing was pretty strong. I'm glad that Lance is getting buffed because I was a bit worried that I would have to use Gun Lance even though I didn't want to, because it was just better Lance. Get more dopamine from a cool unique rather than a Gonda. Yeah. I mean, especially because it's a new game and everything, right? And Gonda's kind of old news at this point. Like, I don't think I would feel anything if I got, like, a unique in Path of Exile 1 or some older game, you know? Alright, fine, I'll go into the long shade, you guys. Sad. First unique will be glorious. It depends. Like, for me, I don't know. I don't get, like, super dopamine from getting, like, uniques early on. I mean, unless it, like, changes the build or something. Because I know I'm gonna move on from it eventually. Because it's just gonna become too weak. I am still hoping to kind of shatter my expectations. What the? I don't know why that popped up. Like, I don't really want to go in with any of my previous connotations of like, oh, I have to get to the end game as soon as possible so that I can start grinding for the gear that actually matters and stuff. It's like, no, I just want to chill and just enjoy it, man. I just want to bask in it. Treat it like I did Elden Ring. Play the game to last, kind of thing. I'm sure I'm gonna be playing it like super hardcore at first, and then it'll end up, you know, once it becomes more normalized, then it'll slow down a little bit and be like, okay. That's when I'll start, like, you know, covering Trove again and other things and stuff. I'm expecting maybe a week or something before it just becomes, like, part of the daily routine. Not to imply that it's not still going to be exciting. Hey, Lebs. Good lord, die already. What is your resistance? You know what Trove desperately needs, man? Like, we keep getting all these new allies and stuff, and new food items and crap. We need some new emblems, bro. Why don't we have some endgame emblems? Oh, right, because the devs forgot that that was a mechanic. That'd be something worth farming towards. Never mind Mystic Gear. Cool. Keep slowly stepping to the right. Because what is AI? Used to play on PS5, just got a PC. Is it worth restarting? For Trove, I would say so, because you'll have access to the mods. Too difficult to monetize emblems? No, they got a bunch of them in the store. Death Defying's still monetized. But yeah, I think it would be pretty annoying, come to think of it, because they would probably, like, rather than just throw a bunch of new emblems in the store or in a pack, they would try to make like some whole new mechanic around it. Like another profession that we didn't ask for. Yeah. The thing, there's so many like little things that they could just shift around with Trove. But instead it always has to be like some big project. Do you have a link to the mods you use? I have a video that goes over the mods that I use for this year. However, I'm planning to, I haven't gotten around to it yet because hashtag lazy, hashtag busy. I'm going to end up having a channel in the Discord at one point where I'll just be able to update it with all the mods that I'm using. That way I don't have to keep constantly making new videos. But that's... It's not like a super big project or anything. It's just I'm gonna have to get all the links, set up the channel, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, I don't know. I've just been too busy with other things lately. Very low priority for me. But I do have name, like in that video from this year, it does name all the mods. So at least it's a start. I would say Definitive Boss Radar mod is a must. I like the mini map. There's a couple other quality of life ones, but those are like the big boy ones. Hey, Foley. Good, I can destroy them all. I don't want the mana! Get out of here, you scum. I swear they put higher knockback on these enemies. Oh. Oh, Crystal 3, guys. The world will be... Oh, that scared me. I thought they were going to have more server maintenance. I was like, what? Servers were down for like 6 hours on PC today, dude. It's nuts. Hey, Matt. Do you know if the new classes are coming? No, nobody knows. Last we heard of a new class was something that was rumored and kind of teased, I think last year. So I hope they're still working on that new class, but if I had to guess, all hands on deck are focused on the duping and banning people and so on and so forth. All right, I'm just gonna not read the rest of that comment and remove it. Unlike you, Matt, I'm not consuming anything with that game as in terms of media. Path of Exile posted a video about Twitch drops. We already know the Twitch drop is just gonna be those wings, right? I think. No, that was just from the dev stream. Either way, I don't know. I'm not gonna look. I don't care. I have drops. Drops are going to be enabled for me anyways, as far as I know. Was that a spoiler of some kind? I consider it a spoiler. People nowadays, I get it. People are so used to thinking spoiler is related to story stuff, but basically, I don't know. I kind of skimmed over it really quickly. He was saying something about, have you seen this gem for the necromancer that makes your minions die after 5 seconds or something like that? And I stopped reading and deleted the comment because it's like, no, stop. Nobody seems to realize the importance of discovering things for the first time yourself. It makes it so much more rewarding. So, sorry for removing your comment, Matt. I know you mean good, but I'm already sold on the game. I don't need anything else to sell me further. Fastest way to get block element. Getting max gear crafting, I'm not sure how to get a lot efficiently. You can't really, honestly. It's out of the gearboxes. Like, ironically, you're going to have to just open the gearboxes in order to get the resources for gear crafting in the first place. You can't just save all of them. There's a reason people want to forget their favorite games to replay them. Funny enough, that does happen with me sometimes. That's why every now and then I would end up replaying through Turok. But nowadays, like, I've played through Turok so many times that it's not going anywhere. I have been thinking a lot about Morrowind lately. But that game's just so old. I don't think I could bother. Did you get far into PoE 1? No, pretty much consider me a noob at PoE 1. I played it at launch and I got to whatever the end game was. I very vaguely remember, and then I stopped. I was following someone else's build for the Templar, and it's just whatever. They're in our dungeon. But yeah, as far as I'm calling it, like, I'm basically a Diablo baby converting to Path of Exile. So there's a lot of things, even with the base mechanics, that are going to be surprising to me with Path of Exile. You know? Do you know... do you recommend AR games? Because I've been playing the same games over and over again. I'm starting to get bored of them. Are there games that I would recommend? Well, like, what's the criteria? That's very open, and it also depends, like, what genre do you like? What year are you talking about for, like, video game? Like, are you talking about just games this year? Like, you know, it's all subjective. There's so many variables to that. I think if you're enjoying Trove, there's that Atlas game that I mentioned a couple days ago. I actually streamed it earlier today. Probably enjoy that one. But I will admit that game doesn't have much depth. Why am I doing these dungeons? I'm getting distracted. Try Assassin's Creed games if you haven't played many story games before. I'd say wait, because Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out February. Yeah, I don't know. If you really want to broaden your horizon, you could end up playing some of the old games like Deus Ex or Thief or whatever, but that's also just because I love stealth games. Trying to think. Coming up with games on the spot that I played recently and loved. Titanfall 2 with the PvE mode. I've really been enjoying that. Space Marine 2 was a ton of fun up until the end game. Now there's not really anything to do in that, so I'm waiting another year for updates. I did just reinstall Phantasy Star Online 2. That'd be one I would recommend. Not New Genesis, the other one, the older one. Because even though that game's actually quite old, it really doesn't feel dated. You'd be very surprised how crazy that game is, considering how old it is. Because it's basically a third-person, like, action fighting, like, RPG, right? Multiple classes and whatever else. But the thing that I still very fondly remember about that game is the bosses. They're so good. There's some of the coolest bosses in video games that I feel like they're just so inspiring compared to, like, other games that are just, like, lazy. Have you played Ark before? Yes, I've played Ark enough that... Oh, sorry, you're not asking me, you're asking them. Yeah. I played Ark before, but when I play it with friends, there's a barrier that prevents you from going slightly further. Mods with Ark. Play on a modded server and adjust the server settings so that progression is 10 times faster. It makes it so much more enjoyable. If you like games like Ark, but you feel like it's a little bit limiting with other players, Valheim. That's actually a banger of an indie game. It's fun with friends. It's fun alone. It's got some of the best 3D building in any game. And all the terrain is like fully destructible and everything. It's just, yeah, it's really good. I've always wanted to like play all the way through Valheim, but kind of slows down a lot once you get to this stupid swamp area. Oh, you started playing 7 Days to Die? Nice. Yeah, I played that once upon a time on the channel when it first came out. And it was garbage. It's gotten a lot better since then, and I hear there's a buddy of mine that really wants to try it out and go back to it. But I'm not going to have time right now. I'm just waiting for Path of Exile, so that'd be one you could, like, not to oversell it, but Path of Exile comes out in 3 days. $30 buy-in, and it's a Diablo-like. Probably gonna be the best in its genre, if I'm being honest. I love 7 Days to Die. I've been playing the beta for 7 years. Yeah, and then they launched, and it was just the same game. I think the main reason 7 Days to Die never clicked with me is I never played it multiplayer. But it is a good game. Crossout's a good one. If you want something for free, actually, in 2 days, on the 5th, Marvel Rivals comes out. And that's Overwatch, but over the shoulder, third person, not first person. And it's Marvel characters. I'm actually really looking forward to playing that one. Hello, dungeon. Where are you? There you are. Is there a cornerstone or something? Yeah, perfect. Crossout. Yeah, that was a good one. That's kind of the same as that Robotech. Is that what it was called? Where it's kind of a PvP vehicle builder game. I remember once upon a time I was actually going to get sponsored to play Crossout, and they were like so slow to respond that it just kind of fell through. Never happened. Robocraft. Yeah, maybe that's the one that I'm thinking of. Oh, so you're on console, Lebs. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if Valheim is on console. That limits a lot of your options just because of indie games. I know Valheim's supposed to be coming out on console, if it isn't already. I could be wrong. I should get rid of this Necronomicon. I never use it anyway. Recently got a PC, want to find new games. Get Wukong, Black Myth Wukong. It's the game of the year. Right, guys? It's the best Soulslike. It's better than Elden Ring. Why I can't get gem boxes in Prime Worlds. If you're not strong enough, you won't get them as a drop, but Prime Worlds also don't always drop gem boxes, so you might just be getting unlucky. Wukong is this year's Stray. I stole my brother's chocolate milk that he hasn't been drinking for a week. Bro, should you really be drinking week-old milk? Tried Elden Ring, it was alright. Spent the first 4 hours on the first boss and didn't pass it. Well, it seems you've been playing the game wrong then. The beauty of Elden Ring, and why it is such a god-tier game, and why I would suggest you go back to it and give it more of a shot, is if you start struggling at a boss, leave. Go get stronger. It's an RPG. It's open world. It's about experimenting and finding new weapons and finding things to destroy the boss with, or just get so strong and powerful that you end up one-shotting them. That's what I love about that game, is the build variety. I've played through it, I don't even know how many times. So, you know what? I've played through the game so many times that my one complaint is that you always have to go into New Game Plus if you want to end up resetting those bosses. So enjoy those bosses. Although I did recently figure out there was a mod that I stitched together with seamless co-op to resummon bosses. But shh, don't tell anybody. You can do that. Yeah, that's the beauty of Elden Ring, dude. Like Dark Souls, you're stuck behind whatever boss you need to kill for progression. With Elden Ring, you can actually leave the first biome and just completely go into the second biome, kill that boss, and then go back to the first biome and kill that biome's boss. Like, it's completely open. Nothing blocks you off. And since it's an RPG, again, you could even just sit and grind for hours and just get super strong. Like, that's the whole thing about the game. Just explore. The world is your oyster. Go kill things. And then you'll end up finding a weapon that speaks to you. You know? Something that's really exciting. I would suggest to just curb your expectations and just enjoy it at your own pace. And eventually it'll click. I guarantee there's a reason Souls-like games are as popular as they are. Because the battles are kind of like, it's a little bit of like solving a puzzle. And when you end up finally beating it by your own accord, then it's just like, there's a euphoric state that you go through that is unlike most games. But I would stay away from the wiki if you can. If you absolutely want to, you could look up like maybe a weapon type that you want to see if you can main. But even then, I wouldn't worry too much about like your stats being screwed or anything, because you should just experiment and try things out for yourself. Figure out a weapon you like, figure out a build you like, because you can always respec. You have to unlock it, but you can still always respec. Again, it's the most accessible Souls-like out there. Not to be confused with the easiest. But there's magic, there's faith, there's, you know, heavy weapons, dual-wielding weapons, katanas, daggers. You could use fist weapons for status buildup. Ranged, I'll admit, kind of sucks. Like, bows are kind of complementive of melee. You can't really main bows. They're really good for PvP. That's one thing I'd say too, is if you start using a weapon and you kind of feel like, oh, this, what is with this weapon? It just doesn't really hit that hard, or, you know, it's got a really weird moveset. Usually, that's because it's a weapon made for PvP. But the world is just so worth exploring. Like, that's one of the few games that's had its Breath of the Wild moment and is one of my favorite games. The only reason I stopped playing Elden Ring is I've done everything. Like, it ain't flawless, but it's damn near perfect in my book. I've seen the DLC and it looks insane. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the DLC until like you know, the game gets its hooks in you. Because the DLC is like, as much as everyone memes about it, it is genuinely really, really difficult. But it's also because you have to understand the mechanics of the game first. And a lot of people that attacked the DLC were the same people that just look up builds online. So they basically ended up, you know, it's like a plumber trying to fix a sink without his toolbox. Whereas a freak like me knows the ins and outs of almost every weapon in the game because I've experimented with them all myself and tried them all out, checked their damage numbers. I didn't rely on a wiki. I just hard brute forced it myself. And it was so much more fun and rewarding. And then when the DLC came, it was like, ah, I can use this to conquer this opponent. Yes. My sword and shield build. That everybody copied. But the interesting thing I think about Elden Ring is always talking with people about what boss they struggled with. Because it's always different for everybody. Like Bale, big fat chunky dragon. I think that guy took me like 2 hours to beat. Because I just, my sword and shield build, just like my poke build, I call it, it didn't work on him. So I had to completely change up my strategy and just experiment with, okay, well, can I use heavy weapons to stagger him? No, that didn't really work. Can I use magic? No, he's too fast. And eventually it was like, okay, so if he's just going to end up being super fast and aggressive, then I'm going to rely on status buildup and I'm going to rely on sheer speed. So I ended up using like the Bloodhound Step to dash around all of his attacks and slowly just build up status effect of Frost and Bleed on him and Scarlet Rod and, you know. Anyways, now I'm nerding it up. Don't ask me about Elden Ring. I still just remember that battle so fondly because it was just like so memorable, so cool. You're him. Ah, yes. I'm one of those losers. I'm like everyone with Path of Exile 1, except I don't try to spoil things for people. I try to encourage them to experiment. I will very much admit that once I get the hang of Path of Exile 2, I'll share my own builds, guides, and stuff like that, but I'm never going to tell people, this is how the game is meant to be played. You know, it's the same as my Trove mentality. It's like, play the class that you enjoy. Play the game the way that you want. It's a video game. It's meant to be fun. Don't let anyone ever tell you how you're supposed to experience things. Do you know how to get the first 2 materials for getting C5 to Mystic? I'm gonna assume, I don't remember which 2 materials you mean. I'm assuming you mean the 2 materials that nobody has because they're so difficult to farm. One of them you get out of these dungeons that I'm doing right now in the Long Shade. It's the 5 stars and the highest difficulty in the game. And then the other resource is the resource I'm still missing because it's that difficult, which is locked behind a very specific delve portal that is in depth like 175 or something ridiculous. So I can't solo it. I would have to have a group, which is why I don't have any of those items. But yeah, don't go for Mystic gear. Takes, I think someone calculated and it takes like 1,700 hours, you know, give or take, of course, to get 1 item upgrade to Mystic gear. Unyielding is being nice today. Is it the full release? For Path of Exile? No. No, this is the $30 buy-in early access, and then next year it's gonna be the full release with free to play. The crazy thing is, they must be holding off on a ton of content or something because apparently it's supposed to be like 6 months before the game launches, and we're gonna get 6 new classes and like 12. Good lord, I don't even know how many different subclasses we would end up getting it with that. Like, because there's gonna, right now we're with the early access, we're gonna have 6 different classes with 3 different subclasses or 2 different subclasses for each of them. But at full release, there's gonna be 12 classes in total with 3 different subclasses per. Numbers are difficult for me today, but yeah, that's crazy. I'm on console, I don't know if it is completely different or the same. No, it's the same resources on console and PC. You guys on console are pretty much caught up completely to the PC version of Trove. The only difference is we have the new tutorial hub area, which, who cares? Ah, my poison water. Ah, poison. But yeah, don't ask me why I'm even doing these dungeons, because I don't have all the resources for Mystic anyway, so I don't even know why I'm farming this. guess because I like pain. And being knocked around like a ping pong ball. Uh-oh. Don't do it, bro! Stop knocking me around, please. Oh, I'm out of flasks. Good. The knockback is so fun in this game, dude. Heck yeah. I love getting killed right at the end. And you know what else I love? Respawning and not getting all my flasks back. It would take one line of code to do that, but oh man, I'm so glad that I get to get my flask myself. Take that, idiot. What else we got here? Garbos. That's what I call these tomes. Just got a C4, 22 KPR. Is that really rare? Yes. That's a pretty big bump up for you, but I will say with a warning, it's very expensive to upgrade C4, so I don't know if that's going to be cost effective enough for you if you're only at 22 KPR. It really depends how much flux you have, because you're going to need a lot of nitro. But you could level it if you want and just say screw it. Lunar Lancer main with what? Oh. Certain amount of physical damage. I gotta get my star chart up to get more physical damage. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, Lancer's still a lot of fun. I love how speedy he is after his rework, even though his attacks still get stuck sometimes. But welcome to Trove. Ah! Stop. Dude, you know what we need? We need like some slime or something that we could put on the ground to make our characters stick in place. Or, oh, better yet. Remember when we were talking about how they need some endgame emblems in this game? Give me an emblem that makes me stay still and not get knocked back. I would use that over unyielding. While we're at it, how about we rebalance the game so that we don't even have arcane emblem or whatever? Because the fact that we're reliant on it is so stupid. You can never swap it out. You could at one point, and it was really nice. Thank you. Alright, I'm not going into the neon biome because I don't think those 5 stars even generate in that biome. Be real. Go away. Thank you. Jeez. Stop. Bad. Bad game. Get out of here. Stop trying to steal from me, you pirate. Back in my day, we didn't have to use arcane. No, you remember when it was U9, U10 and stuff, and we eventually were like so powerful that we didn't need to even use it anymore? It actually was really nice because it allowed for more build variety with the emblems. And then suddenly they just went, hey, you know what? You need light. Okay. Yeah, consume all your flasks. Oh, okay. Am I using the right ally? Yeah, good. Thank you. I love when my ult actually works. It does so much damage. It's just very rare that it works. Stop. Uh-oh. Here we go. What if I keep freezing him? I don't think it's gonna matter, honestly, because I think he just ends up having thorns regardless. What even? Bro, am I playing Atlas right now? Because I can't see. Oh, another one. Oh, Lord. All right, cool. Oh, my ult broke. Good. I love this video game. Ah, stop it. Bro, thank God for the health bar up top there, because otherwise, like, good Lord. Hey. I think the secret to my enjoyment in this game is to just not go to long shade, man. Like, it's so much more exhausting being in this biome. Oh my God. Thank you. Stay still, you idiot. Oh, that's still not it? You know, another emblem that would be really nice is a vacuum. That'd be dope. No, I know, Croc. That's what I'm saying is, like, next stream, I'm gonna get out of here again. I'm already on this dungeon now, so I may as well finish it. I don't know. I just like coming here in bursts. And then it's just because then it feels like I'm actually earning something, even though I'm not really. Whoa. But anyway, we'll wrap up because we've been streaming for an hour and I don't know, not feeling it as much today. Are you going back to Stalker 2? I've been playing Stalker 2 a lot. Just not covering it. I'm not going to stream it or anything because I've already kind of beat it. But that's kind of been that's been my go-to, and yeah, I was even thinking I was gonna hop on it after this again. Still such a great game. It's had a couple patches too, but unfortunately none of them have fixed optimization. Ha 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 ha. Because the game doesn't need optimized, right, devs? Right? That is what they seem to think, genuinely. It's weird. Ah, my items! The heck are these, by the way? Impressive, yet temporary title prefixes. Oh, I want to sell those, thank you very much. Oh, more mana. Don't need that. Oh, plume boxes. Oh, wow, guys, I got the bone tome. I mean, I guess that's actually pretty rare, but I just don't care. Do you know the best way I can get to using... What? Oh, the best class I can use a starting class coin on. What does it let you use it on? I would assume it's these bad boys, right? In which case, Boomer you can use from the start of the game all the way to the end. Tomb Raiser is also really good. Knight is secretly really good. I mean, frankly speaking, just choose the class that you enjoy, except Gunslinger. Sorry to say. Like, Gunslinger is actually a lot of fun, just because it's like a shooty bang class, but his damage scales off so hard at the end game. Far Cry games are 60 FPS and huge open world games. I don't understand why not Stalker 2. There's a lot more factors in it than just saying an open world game that's really large. No, the biggest reasons is, you know, ray tracing, right? Like basically the stupid thing NVIDIA does where it's like, oh, there's a puddle on the ground. So basically what games will do is it'll usually have like a drawn in reflection that's kind of a blurry representation of what's around in the world. And what ray tracing does is it just taxes your hardware to make the water actually reflect the environment. No game has ever utilized it in a meaningful, fun way, like, oh, use a mirror to see an enemy around the corner or something. No, it's just for flashy graphics. Nobody likes it. Nobody cares. Stalker, you cannot turn ray tracing off because they use it for the lighting. on top of the reflections and everything else. That's why that game performs like poop. But also, they're just not, like, the game's just not optimized. Just flat out, it is not optimized at all. Gunslinger main here, sad face. I know, Stanley. You can still main the class if you enjoy it, but I know it's pain. And I feel bad. But it's just a matter of fact, you know? Like, it sucks. I wish I could say Gunslinger good, but cannot be traded. Oh, then I should destroy it. Where is it? Bunch of mass I don't need. Any other garbage to get rid of? I mean, bunch of things to get rid of soon, honestly. Anyway, with all that said, love you guys. Hope you had fun. Smash like on the way out. Follow if you are on Twitch if you want to. I'll be streaming Trove again tomorrow up until Path of Exile comes out. Bye, guys.